Buenas noches and welcome to Talking Leeds, and buenas noches, Senor McNamee, live from España. It's good to see you, Gerry. How are you, sir?
Hola. Yeah, it's La Cuenta por favor. Yeah, all the main things. It's great. Yeah, still fresh in the mind, that promotion few weeks, isn't it? Still fresh, still a nice warm feeling in the body. And all good, yeah. I'm out here in sunny Spain. It's 30 degrees. It's 8 o'clock at night, and it's warm, and it's that for the rest of the week. A couple of little earthquakes actually.
Really?
But
oh wow!
that's a couple of nights, yeah. But I don't like to boast. No, there was a couple of rumbles, and but yeah, that's
here in Leeds, it's miserable. You'd be glad to know it's raining, and yeah, it's miserable. But how's your summer been so far, Gerry?
It's been great. Yeah, I think a rest from football. Although there's been football on the TV, but I didn't bother with that club championship world thing. It dipped in and out of it very little, and the fiasco that was the final and the presentation with, just money men and corrupt people presenting trophies to corrupt clubs, and it just stunk. So I didn't bother with it. And yeah, just League of Ireland keeps going on. So I'm watching my home team Dundalk, and as I said, just basking in the beauty that was promotion, and just still reading about it. And I just want to say to people, calm down. Everything will be fine. The transfer window is going on. Don't worry about Sunderland. They're buying players, spending money on players I've never heard of, overspending. They've got a lot of catching up to do. Let's just take it handy and enjoy it and look forward, look at the fixtures and bask in that glory. And that's what I'm looking forward to doing. But it's coming on us very quickly again, isn't it?
It is. It's coming on fast, isn't it? The lads are back in pre-season training, and as Dave Webster says, the season must be close if Gerry is back. Well, yes, it's a couple of weeks away, Dave. And St. Martin's in St. Anne's-on-Sea, from sunny St. Anne's-on-Sea. Well, good evening to you, and good evening to everybody who's joining us in the comments. Gerry, well, where shall we start? Because pre-season is upon us. I think we play a game, don't we, on Saturday? Do we play Manchester United?
Yeah, we're playing Scumchester United in Sweden. And I don't think they can afford a pennant or something to give to us before the game. Did I read that somewhere? Or they can't afford presents, or I don't know. Who cares? But yeah, the pre-season game and this game, it's just a run. I mean, the players, the first game back, so don't be expecting it. Don't read much into it. If we beat them, it's a brilliant result. If we lose, it's an unclassified friendly, which doesn't really matter. But I'm sure it's great for all the Scandinavian fans who get to see Leeds on their soil. I'm sure it'll be a full house where it's been played. But yes, it's worth reflecting back on those few weeks we had at the end of the season. We had that 6-0. We celebrated outside the ground. We beat Bristol City and celebrated that night. Then we were in Plymouth, and that was brilliant. And then, of course, I didn't get to the parade, but the parade just looked fantastic. What was it? I'm not good at estimating crowds, but it was about 17 million people there, wasn't it? As Father Dougal once said. And it was just fantastic, and it was pure joy. And Leeds didn't blow it, and we won with just pure class. And it was right through to looking at transfers, players coming in, the fixtures are out, and we've got all to look forward. Everybody's ticking off the games. Of course, home to Everton. First game on a Monday night, of course. Don't expect many 3 p.m. kickoffs on a Saturday with Europe and everything else in mind. So, but we look at the Championship. I keep saying to my mates who are Leicester fans and Ipswich, I say, is that still going, that Championship? I heard it was. Yeah, that's great, really nice way. Yeah. So they are bookmarking all that. It'll come back to haunt me, but yeah, what can you do? But yeah, it's been great. I say I come out to Spain for 5 weeks, took the dog, drove down from France to Spain. I was holding the steering wheel for about 4 days, and here we are. And I'm just like everybody else, constantly refreshing social media to see who we've not bought.
Well, this is the thing. It's all gone very quiet, hasn't it, on the Leeds United transfer front, Gerry? We've seemed to have been linked with Sean Longstaff. Doesn't seem to be materialising just yet.
No, it's a strange
one. I think this will probably get over the line eventually. But it would be the new Ryan scenario, couldn't it? But
he's been linked to us over the last couple of years, and he's the old adage: if his name was Shanino Longstaffio, we'd be raving about him. But now people are, he's a Newcastle midfielder, and he looks a bit ginger, so he mustn't be any good. He's played 170 Premier League games. He's a well-regarded player, I think. Great signing. They've agreed terms. There's obviously something going on behind the scenes, and I'd love to see that one go through. It's someone we need to strengthen the midfield with. And I think yesterday I was listening to Gerry Lynch on The View, and he highlighted this as well about Graham Smith had a column yesterday in the Yorkshire Post, and it was saying what's going on behind the scenes, and there is a lot of things that will happen. A lot will happen later on the transfer window when dominoes fall and there's other players ready to move. But they have said that the club have said they're not happy that there's leaks about players. But come on, that's what happens. That's what keeps football fans going. And Fabio Ramazani, whatever you call him, Romario, whatever that bloke's called, and all these people in the know with 2 followers who were saying Fark must go now and we're not doing enough. This. I think sometimes you got to switch off that. There's only certain people I look at. If Graham Smith, Adam Pope, used to be Phil Hay, but people like that are telling you stuff, then not those blokes off Sky, not the one especially who's out at the World Club Championship. What's his name? I can't remember, but he really gets on my nerves. Him, Kevin or something, whatever. He's a prick. Yeah. But anyway, so we're just keeping an eye on it. But what have we got in at the moment? We got Nemeka. Well, not got anybody that I can pronounce. I know that's so far. Lucas Nemecha, who's
centre forward from Germany.
Yeah. He's played in the Premier League. He was on the books of Man City. Played in Middlesbrough. Don't expect him to be our marquee signing. We got Bijol, who looks a real unit. Most players are units that we bought. Land of the Giants. Sebastian Bernal, and Goodmanson. Yeah, I can pronounce his name, I think. So all and of course new contracts to Dan James. I thought Dan James had signed his contract. That's how much I've got. Sam Byron's staying. We're losing Ferpo, which we knew. I think we're going to lose Melier, which I think is probably for the best. Solomon's gone back. Joe Rothwell's gone to that lot up in Scotland. I'm really disappointed in you, Joe, that you would go there. It's really disappointing. Yeah, you're such a nice bloke, and it's not to be. So, and then we're linked with everybody in his dog. This guy who mentioned Longstaff, Anton Stack, another German. He'd be the defensive midfielder, and Freddie Nunez at Fulham, who had a decent couple of spells in the last few years, and we're a goalkeeper. We're linked to that big unit who's gone to Napoli, the 6'12" guy. I can't remember his name. Yeah, really good. Really good research by me. But we're linked to a guy in Belgium tonight who we were linked to before, but again, that looks just like rumour. So I think that the goalkeeper's number 10 striker, business to be done, and it will be done in the middle of July. So things will happen. Transfers have gone a bit slow generally the last few days, but we will.
It's like what you said off there. I think it's the domino effect, isn't it? Your bigger clubs will start to move. Liverpool have spent an amazing amount of money so far this pre-season, and it will start to knock on, and it does. Is it naturally? Even when we were in the Championship, if you remember last year, it was very slow in the summer to get going. But what about Jack Harrison, Gerry? Because he's back in pre-season. What do you think, Tim? Do you think he should stay or go? Because he's very 50-50 amongst the fan base, isn't there?
Yeah, well, people, it's all he walked out in the sand, but people forget that in the transfer window. The January transfer window, he was down at Leicester for a medical, and then we pulled the plug. So we messed him about a bit. And if he's wearing a Leeds shirt, he's wearing a Leeds shirt and you support him. It was the same with Brendan last year. I was peed off like everybody else was, but I thought he's playing a Leeds shirt and I want him to do well. And if Jack Harrison stayed, I don't think he will, but if he stayed, you give him a go. Because if you remember when we got promoted and we were that first year in the Premier League, Jack, he's got plenty in the bank. And yeah, he did go on loan to Everton, and he wasn't brilliant there last year. So whether he's good enough is one thing, but whether you support him, of course you do. And look, Leeds were happy to dump him in the January and then give him a new contract. What's the guy supposed to do? So it's not perfect, but if we can get money for him, great, because it might be best for all concerned. But if Farke sees a role for him, yeah, fair enough. I won't. If anybody boos him or anything, well, you're wrong, because he's wearing a Leeds shirt. And something about the Leeds shirt. Have we actually got a new first team shirt? Because I can't tell the difference. It looks exactly the same as last year. Is that just me? Is there an extra stripe or something?
There's an extra. I think on the sleeve there's like it's the Lowfields tunnel. I think they've gone on a bit of a spin on that. A bit like background. They've clearly listened to this podcast and watched it on YouTube and seen there. You could a bit of background there, and you could use that. Yeah. But yeah, Jack Harrison Jimbo says he's shocked that no one wants Harrison. Is Jimbo there? I'm to be seen on this one with Jack Harrison, because he's done it before. He knows he can put a shift in when he wants, and I don't think he didn't have a particularly good spell last year at Everton. But they
one goal involvement or something like that, and that's he was okay. But Everton fans, they're nonplussed. But there's talk about him going back there. But if we can get money from him, great. If he's back in the squad and he wants to play, then. Yeah, I have no problem with that. If players want to go, I mean, Vogler, he definitely did want to go, didn't he? And so fair enough. Players go like that. And Brendy got us 8-9 goals last year and lots of assists, so he repaid it, and won't never be in our all-time favourite players. But this is, you don't care once they're on the pitch and they're playing well, it doesn't matter, and that's all that counts. So we're looking at the squad. It's early days yet, and it's interesting to see players they're taking pictures of. I've not seen any pictures of Meslier, so there was talk of him
I saw one. I think I saw it today. I saw Meslier. They were doing like a goalkeeping drill, and I did see him and Darlow and Alex Cairns doing a few drills today. But yeah, I think you're right.
The happiest man at the club, Alex Cairns. He just loves it, doesn't he? He knows being third choice. I'd love to see him get a game. I was disappointed he didn't at the end of the season. He's loving his role. So the squad will take. There'll still be a few going out, I would think. Whether I've seen somewhere where Farke is going to be ruthless and we'll have to change a lot of players, but I don't think we will jettison too many. Someone like Gruev, will he think he's too far down the pecking order? Knows a lot of interest in him. Of course, we lost Gilavogi, who's now our unofficial agent, because he's telling players to sign for Leeds, isn't he? So we got to. There's more business to be done. We got to. If I was, everybody's comparing us, say, to Sunderland, that Diarra, who Senegal, and I've seen him play a couple of internationals against England and Ireland, and he was decent, but 30 million, do you spaff all your money on someone like that who's not tested? I don't know. He might turn out to be one of the best players, but let's forget about Sunderland. They've still a long way to come from behind us, and we just got to be sensible. And Leeds fans, I know we want players signed every week. I do. I'm excited when there's a signing. Yeah, so there we go. We just got to wait.
Patience is the key thing, isn't it? And
it is.
I always go back, Gerry, to when we were first in the Prem, and I know it's completely different now with Horta and Marsh, and we look back to that. We've got to get this right, and I think this transfer window is one of those where they've got to absolutely, if they're going to stay in the league, they have to get this right. So the recruitment drive is so important, isn't it? This time, as is the money, because like Diarra, as you said, 30 million quid. Is it worth it? I've seen, you look on Twitter now and you think, oh, it's going to cost them so much now that they're skint Sunderland. But I just hope that I'm yet to be sold on the. They do right. I think everybody should do. But I think that the proof will be in the pudding when we see, Bijol, Goodmanson, in action, because those really are going to be, of the ones which have come in so far, they're going to be the ones who make the first, who are going to make that first team out there, Bijol and Goodmanson, obviously to replace.
Well, as long as, I mean, when we signed Christensen, everybody thought, international, decent standard and everything. And within 5 minutes against Wolves, we thought, oh my God, and we were right. So until they go on the pitch, you don't know what they're like. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But we've got a few friendlies coming up, as we say, against that lot in Sweden. We got. I'm sure we'll be in New York and Guiseley and places like that, which we usually are. I think there's been a few announced, and then there's one at Ellen Road on the 2nd against the Spanish team. I can't remember.
Villarreal.
Villarreal, yeah. And Dublin. Then they seem a land game. I don't normally bother with friendlies, but I'm going to this one because Lansdowne Road holds about 50,000, and it's not far from being sold out, from what I understand. But my advice to anybody who's not booked yet and you've got a ticket, I would suggest don't stay in Dublin. Go about 50 miles north. Go on a Friday night. Go and catch a League of Ireland game, which I'm doing. Seeing Dundalk v Athlone on the Friday night. Catch the train up. It's 50 minutes to Dublin, and catch the train back down to Dundalk, and you see two of the best teams in the world. Yeah, arguably.
Excellent. Good plug there, Gerry.
So if anybody, I would recommend it, because I know when there's rugby internationals on, a lot of Welsh, Scottish and English fans end up down because it's accessible. So that's a serious point, because a hotel in Dublin, 200 quid doesn't get much. So one night. So, but it's going to be great, and it's great for, like in Sweden, the Irish fans will be there in droves, and I think a lot of people will be making the weekend of it as well. So what could go wrong in Dublin? I don't know, this weekend.
If the sun is shining, the Guinness will be flowing, and the fans will be there. It'll be something to enjoy. Gerry, I just want to touch on them because you mentioned at the start.
I was going to say, don't go to Temple Bar. That's Temple Bar is not a good place to go. It's like going to Piccadilly Circus. Go to the local pubs. There's a pub I always go to on the way out to Lansdowne Road. It's called the Waterloo, and there's a few close to the ground. If you can walk out from the centre of Dublin, 45 minutes walk, and you'll stop in a few pubs on the way, and that's what I recommend. That's what I'll be doing. So
inside the knowledge there.
Yeah.
You will.
Yes.
Yeah, just want to touch on the fixtures, Gerry, because I know we haven't spoke really over the summer. We've got Everton, the first 5 for Leeds, Everton at home, Arsenal away, Newcastle, Fulham, and Wolves. Those are your first 5. Do you think? What are your thoughts, Gerry, on that? Do you think the fixture list has been fair for us? Do you think oh shit, that's a tough start, or what? No, I think it's a fair start, mate.
I think I look at a lot of the games. I'm going in front of me now, but yeah, Everton at home, I think, is decent. I was convinced, I think I said to last week, we're going to play Everton. I thought it'd be at their ground first.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a winnable game. Arsenal away is tough, Newcastle. But I think if you look at the fixtures all over the season, that we've got 5 and 6 games we need to win. Fulham, Brentford, Wolves, teams like that where we need to be winning. And they all sort of come in a little, so we can get a little run together. I think in December we play Liverpool twice, and we got a hard ones, but I think the finish as well is not bad. But these things can change. You know who's going to be a good team, and when we talk about transfer another team, I'm not just looking at our transfer. I'm llooking at other teams. I'm looking at Brentford. Lost a manager. They'll probably lose a couple of the strikers. Newgard's gone. Changed keeper. 50-year-old Jordan Henderson just signed. Yeah. Wolves have lost a couple of players. Forest. Forest. Morgan Gibbs White will probably go. I know there's a bit of to and fro with Spurs over legal approaches and that, but they've lost Elanga as well. So teams like that sometimes peak and then the following season get hard to follow up. So I'm looking at 3 teams that finish below us. You hope Burnley, Sunderland. Burnley have signed Kyle Walker, because I think that's the only place he hasn't got a wife in Burnley, apparently. I don't know. Apparently that's what they say, allegedly. And they've signed a few players, none I've heard of, but it'll be tough going for them. So I'm looking at other teams straight off who we want to lose. But the fixture list hasn't been bad to us. No Boxing Day fixture, which is funny, but I suppose the family will be happy with that. And we got Man United on the 3rd, which, that infamous date, that'll be fun. And it'll just be nice to be. The games I don't look forward to is away to Crystal Palace, the worst ground to get to.
14th of March, that one. It's towards the back end of the
14th of March. Yeah, Brighton away is always an awkward one. You have to get a shuttle bus out to that, and it's a bit awkward. West Ham, I think West Ham home is our last game. Am I right in thinking that?
West Ham away is the last game, yeah.
Away, horrible ground to go to. It's just not nice. It's not a football stadium.
No.
But yeah, it's exciting. That day when the fixtures come out first, we're all that's exciting. And as I said to the guys in the championship, your fixtures are out. That's really nice. The following week, yeah. Good luck. That'll be nice for you. 46 games. The championship's really interesting this year. That would be good. But we're not that bothered about it now, are we? Well, not for this season anyway.
I hope they all have a lovely time in the championship, Gerry. I think it's just. I feel for anybody who's playing Wrexham, because they're going to be the new cash cows of the championship. And there you go. 12:30 p.m. galore on everything.
Yeah. I don't mind Wrexham so much, because if they were down there and they suffered pain, and they were like us, they're bad owners and everything, so they're living the dream. Fair play to them, and if they'll probably spend a few million as well, and them and Birmingham will challenge, and Ipswich, I think. But as I say, we're not that bothered about them. They kick off a week earlier and everything else. So let's concentrate on our own. But I'm pretty confident we will survive. I think 14th, 15th place, I think we can do. And,
is that what you think, Gerry, then, for this season? That's what you're previewing 14th, 15th. Who do you think is going to go down?
Well, I said Burnley, Sunderland, and as I say, someone like Forest, Brentford, Wolves, could have a bad season. Everton, if they got the money, I don't know. Is there going to be sometimes clubs going to new stadiums, it takes them a while to settle in. Got to look at all those things, but it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. There's a lot of teams established up there. Fulham are a team that are established. I know they'll probably buy players in, but we just got to concentrate on our own and enjoy it, and then look forward to the new stadium, of course. The planning's in and everything else. So bigger picture stuff. It's great. I'm loving it. Yeah. Well, it's when you see the banner on Sky TV, Premier League news, and we're on it. That I remember the day that changed. I think it was after the playoffs, and all of a sudden, Premier League news is us. But we know we can change very quickly. And after 2 seasons of winning, 90 odd points and 100 points, it's going to be a bit different. Not winning every week, but get off to a good start. Get points on the board by Christmas. We got to do that. Make sure that we're not Southampton from last season, and we get enough wins. And we got this new Adonis up front as well, which we signed, Mr. Bamford. Have you seen him? He's
looking well.
Buffed up. Yeah, he's probably injured, but he's looking very fit.
I think I saw a picture of him on his Instagram, but he was doing pull-ups. I think, my God, just don't do too many, because you will be you'll injure your shoulder or something. Just don't do it. He's
got confidence, but he's a streaky player. It'd be funny if he scored a few goals, wouldn't it? I don't think he's going anywhere. I don't think anybody's going to pay his wages. So,
this is the thing. When you look at what Bamford does as well, Gerry, he's now a Premier League player again. He's going to be on top whack. He's back to what he was before. Why would he? Let's be honest, I wouldn't do it if I was him. I'd just quite happily sit around and be on the bench or whatever, but you never know. He's done it before in the Premier League, Gerry, hasn't he, Patrick Bamford?
Yeah.
I still think we need another striker.
Yeah, God, we do. Well, who do you think will be able to make the step up straight in the team? I was thinking about this. Obviously, Joe Rodon will be in there, and I think Bogue proved himself. Tanaka will be interesting to see how he goes. I think he's earned his spot. Ampadu as well. He's Premier League class, and it's whether Dan James' point to prove we won't be playing him as a target man like we did the last time, and his speed will make a difference. And you like Sapiro. He's regular 20 goals a season in the Championship. This is his big chance as well to step up. And
if you could get return on Pirot, though, Gerry, but going back to Pirot, because if he can return 10 goals this season, that's success, because obviously the Championship and the Premier League is massive, and if he can return 10 goals as a minimum, that'd be great. But I don't see him being the out-and-out striker, Gerry, for me.
No.
I think we just need that little bit more class.
Yeah.
And I can't see him starting as much as I'd like.
Oh, he's a squad player, and he was good off the bench anyway last year. Will we see more of? Well, we've seen plenty of Ramzani since the promotion. He's everywhere, wasn't he? Back flips, it's front and centre of the celebrations. Him and Willie were at the Grand Prix last week. I was watching Willie playing in the under-21s, and he was really good. And then he got sent off against Germany. Again, Willie was good in the Premier League. These guys got to step up, and as good as there's not many players look to be leaving that we didn't expect to. So that's encouraging. And as I say, Harry Gray, he's bound to. I think he looks that he was born to it, doesn't he? He looks ready to go. And we will. Goalkeeper will be interesting to see. Darlow will start if we don't get a keeper in. We've got to get a keeper in. It's a must. And as I say, Melier will have. He's been okay for us. He's had a rough few times, but good luck to him wherever he ends up. And I think he just needs to move on. I think we said that a few times.
Yeah, he does. You're right. He needs to go, doesn't it? But again, the thing is though. I think with Leeds at the moment, Gerry, in terms of the finances and things, they can't just let them go for nothing. They've got to get something because of the PSR. All that sort of stuff has got to be taken into account. It's like with Jack Harrison, if he wants to go, he goes. But Everton or whoever have got to pay, haven't they? Yeah. And I just hope that with these, pay cash in and move on. But I think you're right. And so, Gerry, going back to what you said before. We need what do we need? A goalkeeper, 10, and a striker. Is that what your top three is?
Yeah, we've needed a 10 for. We've never really replaced Pablo. When I was driving down from France, I drove past Castellon and I thought, maybe we should stop here and have a look and put my Leeds shirt on and see if Pablo's hanging around. It was Pablo Day the other day, wasn't it? The Swansea goal. It was the anniversary of that, and I still miss Pablo. He still do a job. We'll see. And this transfer window will go right till the end, because remember last couple of seasons we got players in the last week, and when everything hots up and players move on, it's all a dominoes effect, as we say. And I'd expect 3 or 4 more signings at least. Definitely.
Absolutely. I'm going to be cheeky. I think we need another winger as well, if I'm being honest. That's what I'd like to see. Get that little bit of quality. It's just not bulky. Not sign players for the sake of it. You want a little bit of quality. One thing that we have done, though, Gerry, within the Premier League rules, you've got to have your homegrown quarter or whatever they call it. You've got to have your homegrown based players. I think is it 8 players you need?
We got Byron, we got Gray, we got Cairns. They all Longstaff would count as well. I think they're probably very, very aware of that we've got to have all those in place. I think a few more savvy Premier League players would be good. What about Solomon? It's gone. I know he's gone back. It's gone quiet. I don't know what you would think. Spurs are splashing the cash a bit now, and you think he'd be well down the pecking order. I'd take him back, definitely. I think he was outstanding and injury free. He's a decent player, but whether that will ever happen, I don't know. But that goal against Plymouth, I'll never forget that moment. It was great. I've got half a pair of sunglasses to mark the moment. Yeah, they got busted. Yeah, that's still watch those things.
It would be good to see him back.
Yeah, I think so. But there's still a lot of work to do, and a lot going on in the background. So there's talk about the guys who are now in charge of their inexperience and everything. But you read other people say they're not. They've been involved with the club for a while. We don't know how it all works. We're all experts. Everybody, these guys we signed. I've been following them for days now. I've never heard of them. I've never heard of them. There's so many players. I've heard Sean Longstaff. Obviously, here Premier League players, but some of the other ones, I'm not so sure. So, what do you think of? We're talking about the new first team shirt. The second team shirt seems to have been leaked, and I do like the look of that one. Because the Red Bull is blue and yellow, so because I think the Red Bull, it's not. I'm bothered about it being red or being Red Bull. It just doesn't fit. It looks like it's stuck on. I don't know if you saw the Preston Liverpool game the other day, and Preston had this orange thing stuck in the front. And it just didn't work. It just didn't work at all. That makes me feel with the Red Bull. But the second team shirt, it's like a variation of, you can see Mark Viduka wearing that blue with the yellow. And I think it's a variation of that. It looks really good. So I hope that is the one. And we'll probably have the same Red Bull shirt for the third team shirt. And I like that one as well, the colour on that one. But we're talking about Liverpool. One thing we did forget. I mean, Diego Jota. That was just so tragic. And a player at top of his game, seemed like a nice bloke, family, everything. And just wiped out in a second. It's so tragic that, and it made us. I think it makes everybody think. It's not. We're moaning here about signs. It doesn't matter, does it? It's all. And that was just so tragic. I think it shocked everybody when we seen that. So
I completely agree, Gerry, and obviously our thoughts with them, because it was a great player for Liverpool.
Yeah.
Real good quality player, and it's a real shame it's happened. But
one
thing you have to, of course, but one thing that you have to give credit to Liverpool for is they're honouring his contract for his family and his kids. Fair play to them for doing that, because they didn't have to. If you look at it was the Cardiff player, wasn't it?
That was very messy, wasn't it? In the plane crash. So, nobody, that was allegedly or whatever happened. I think it's still ongoing, whatever. But that was very untoward. No, it just a guy top of his game, international, playing for Premier League champions, Portuguese international, the whole, and he was a good player. And just when you just see other stuff, it just seemed like a nice guy. And him and his brother just wiped out like that, and it's family, and he's just been married, and no, that stopped us all in our tracks, and it was very, very sad. So let's just enjoy it. Let's just enjoy football. Let's just enjoy life, and and I'm sure throughout the season we will be exasperated, delighted, moaning, sad, and happy, and that's welcome to being a football. It's welcome being a football fan, and especially being a Leeds fan. All the angst and everything, and we love it.
Let's be honest, Gerry. We have been spoilt over the last 2 years, because we've gone to Ellen Road and seen us absolutely turn over teams left, right, centre. And we've got to remember we're in the Premier League. It was fun, and we're going to get absolutely arse whipped every week. Because that's the nature of the Premier League. But we've got to enjoy it. And the main thing for me, Gerry, is all I want Leeds to do is just compete. Just compete. Give them a game and hope for the best. And I'm not excited. I'm the first person to admit this. I'm not going to say, right, I'm going to Ellen Road to watch Leeds beat Man City 6-0. But I'm going there to see if you can give them a game. And I think that the main ones is like what you said, your Evertons, your Brentfords, who've got Keith Andrews, for the love of God. I have no idea how he's got that job.
Good hair though. He's got good hair. I'll give him that.
Yeah, he's got a head of hair.
He scored a goal in a European Championship playoff for us in Estonia, so I always have him for that. But and he was but it's a strange one, that. But then again, Thomas Frank was promoted from within, so I just hope the Brentford bubble is burst. No disrespect to them, but you got to look for teams that are going to drop a bit, and they've maybe had their day. Maybe Bournemouth lost their few players.
Yeah, well. And I look at like what you said about Forest as well, because Forest, I think, were they in the Europa League?
No, yes, Europa League. Yeah, Palace have been kicked out to the Conference League. I mean, if they had 115 financial regularities or charges against them, they probably would have been put in the Champions League. Maybe they should have just sold themselves a hotel, or maybe that's what we should do. Sell the Peacock to ourselves or something, or the Bremner Suite, sell it to. I mean, it's just. You look at football and you look at the World Club thing and Donald Trump and all that, and you just think, where the game's gone. It really is. Turn up on a Saturday with your pie and your pint and everything. You watch that bullshit. It just stinks the high heaven. And the World Cup is going to be so bad next year in America. They're going to, Jesus. Donald Trump would probably just give the trophy to himself. I wish one of the Chelsea players had just said to him, would you ever fuck up? You ginger.
Was it Reece James?
Nonce there, but I didn't. I nearly said nonce, but I didn't. No.
Reece James said to him, didn't he? He just said, what are you doing here? Just go over there. But he said, I'm going to stay here.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Cole Palmer is just brilliant. His face, just got that gormless look about him, but it was just brilliant. The picture, looking, what's he doing there? As somebody said, Cole Palmer meets the guy. He's wondering what the guy from Home Alone is doing in the picture, But again, Chelsea, they get 100 million for that. Why were they even in it? They finished 12th and 4th or 5th last year. It doesn't make any sense though. Love. Who we think will win the Premier League? That's going to be interesting. And I think Liverpool, as you said, is spending. Man City will can't have as bad a season as they have. I think Chelsea will push a bit. I hate to say it, Arsenal, but I'm hoping Declan has a bad season. I always do.
Well, Arsenal always finish second. They can't get the job done. Yeah.
Newcastle, with all those Isaac's been linked with Liverpool, that would be a big blow for them. But they're the teams to be beaten. Will Man United, I think they've still got a lot of work to do. They've not really signed anybody decent yet, and I think they'll be mid-table again. We could actually beat them.
You've got to think though as well, obviously with Spurs, Manchester United, surely they can't have as bad a season like they had last year. But you never know, do you? And I was just hoping we're ultimately our mini league, as you say, is your Burnley, your Sunderland, your Everton, your Palace, Fulham, Bournemouth, all that lot, and just try and just compete. Yeah. That's all we need to do: compete and hope. And with Ellen Road behind them.
20 points by Christmas. That'd be the target, and then push on from there. Because it seems lower 30s is probably good enough to stay up. And
I'm old school, Gerry. I like the magic 40. The magic 40 points should be enough.
Yeah, 28 was that? I think it was the year we went down. We were 31 points, weren't we? West Ham once went down on 42. I don't think those days are gone now because it's not as even as it was. But let's survive. That's what we need to do. Maybe a run in a cup or something like that, and see the team build. Not like the last time where we did brilliantly but ran out of resources, couldn't top it up the second season, and then brought in Jesse Marsh, and that it just all capitulated. But
what do you think about Fark? And what do you think about Fark, Joe? Because I know there's a lot of YouTubers and podcasts saying, "Oh, he needs to go already." What are you thinking about him?
I'm really swearing now. That's bollocks, isn't it? Time to go. If we haven't won in 10 games, let's be realistic. If we haven't won our first 10 games, he probably would. That's the way it goes. He's got to get off to a decent start. So by October, November, if we'd made a really bad start, he probably would be gone. But I think he deserves a chance, and he deserves a chance with a bit of money behind him because he didn't really get it at Norwich. So I'm fully behind him. I think any man who can stand on a bus pretending he's playing records and like he was in the parade, I think deserves a season, doesn't he?
He does. Yeah, absolutely.
And he's he produced. He came in when he did come in. Things were it was all over the place, and there was players leaving, and demanding the left, and he hadn't much of a squad. And last season as well, lost a lot of players, but put two good teams together. And he deserves a chance, but it's very transient football. There'll be probably 3 or 4 Premier League managers gone by the October deadline. That's the way it goes.
Keith Andrews been probably one of them.
Oh no, yeah, that's it. And his hair, he hates Leeds though. He was a pundit a few times. He wasn't very nice about us, was he? And it's not like us, but we never forget, do we? No. I flicked on by accident to the Women's Euros and saw Karen Carney the other day, and even the dog barked. I told the dog about her, and she just thinks, no, not listening to her. No. Have you watched the Women's Euros? No?
Not really, no. I've watched England beat... No, they were on at the same... I watched the PSG-Chelsea game. I must admit, I did watch that the other day. And
I forgot it was on. I was out.
Yeah, but how... It was just too Americanized for me. It was like watching the Super Bowl. They did this halftime show thing. I thought, I don't even know. I only knew Coldplay who were playing. I thought, I don't even know the rest of them.
Someone said you should never have to go to a football match and watch Coldplay. Although I thought it was funny, but I like Coldplay. They're okay. I like Coldplay. You never have to go to a football match and return home after one football play.
Yeah, but they were the only ones which I knew because there were these other people, and then the boxing guy came on and did something like in the blue corner. Oh God, it's just.
Let's get ready to rumble. No, we don't like that bollocks. No, they're messing around with our tunes this year. We having to play the Premier League anthem and put marching on together in another place, and we fans just want to have a pie and a pint at half. I don't like Jeremy Clarkson said that, but I did agree with him. He said football fans just want to moan, just groan or just see the results or whatever in the concourse. And, get a marching band on or some guy trying to do crossbar challenge. That's all right. That's acceptable. But
dizzy penalties. No. Dizzy penalties.
All that stuff. Try and get the ball nearest to the centre circle. Have some dogs jumping through hoops. All that sort of stuff. I don't want Dana Ross and Coldplay and all that. Yeah, because I remember they tried that. Sky came on first with bands at halftime. You just get booed. Dancing girls. No, not interested. I'm getting old now. I know what I want. Yeah, I don't want that.
No, we just want to keep it nice and simple, and we want to have a good moan about how we've been beat 4-0 by Crystal Palace at home, 4-0 up or whatever. We'll have a moan and a groan, don't we?
And done by the referees. One thing I noticed when we go back to the transfer, Sean Longstaff took a wicket. He's been playing cricket. Did you see that? He's playing for his local side, and he took a wicket. So he could double up for Yorkshire if he's want. Yeah, he's definitely great. Yeah.
I have been watching the cricket, Jerry. I don't know if you have. I'm absolutely loving it.
I'm an unusual Irishman. I love cricket, and I was watching the game yesterday, and I thought, I'll just watch it. It'll be over by lunch. And there I was sitting at it was 5 o'clock here, and it was still going. I'm thinking, come on, I've got some sun to catch here. And it was. Test match is the best. The one dayers and all that. It's like chewing gum. You forget about it the next day, but the test match is the perfect format, and that these three test matches, and especially that one yesterday, could have gone either way. And the way it finished was just pure drama. And then you look at Australia, West Indies. West Indies got pulled out for 27. Yeah, it's incredible.
Crazy, isn't it? But I have to admit, Stokes has done a great job with England at the moment, and I hope it continues. They are off at Old Trafford next. I'm trying to secure a ticket for that.
Well, they don't. It's unusual to have a test match up north because it isn't the Ashes next year, and there's nothing up north at all. Headingley, all the history that goes with Headingley, Old Trafford. I'm not even sure if there's one at Trent Bridge.
It's all Southern based.
It's a good day out, though. I've been a few times. It's a good day. And then the tennis, of course, that was a drama. I used to know every tennis player. Don't know any of the women tennis players now. And that was Six Love. And then Sinner won. And he's has dubious drugs history before. But he doesn't look Italian, does he? He does the least looking Italian bloke I've ever seen. Yeah. We started talking about Leeds here, didn't we? And now I'm talking about a non-looking Italian club. But finally, on the summer of sport, I don't know if it's happened today, but current holder of the yellow jersey on the Tour de France is an Irishman. So
really,
I don't know if he's good enough to hold it, but we've got a good history of winners in the Tour de France. So I think his name's Ben Healy, and he probably won't hold on to it, but it's it looks well on him. So we'll take that. You know us, we'll take anything.
Good stuff. That's what I like. And
that's your summer of sport sorted. Your summer of sport is sorted. So I'm assuming the Leeds game is on somewhere at the weekend. There's a pub near me that show all the Leeds games. So I'll be in there on Saturday afternoon, and we'll see. I wore this shirt out the other day on my bike. I went out and cycled, and about 4 people shouted out of cars, "Oh, Leeds are we? Wanker" was another one. I'm not sure if that was because of the Leeds shirt. Well, yeah, there's so many Leeds fans around. Yeah, I bumped into a bloke at 6 o'clock the other morning, took the dog to the beach, and there was a bloke wearing a Leeds shirt, and I thought, we're everywhere. It's great.
I was in Spain a few weeks ago, and you're right. Just everywhere I was wearing my Leeds shirt, and you just get the old fist pump, and you get these Leeds, you get all that, don't you? And it's just we're everywhere, and we'll be in Sweden. I know my brother-in-law's off to Sweden to watch them play Manchester United, and then he's off to watch away.
There's a lot of travel.
Yeah,
that looked brilliant. Where's the next one, Wes? Is it in Manchester again? Is it?
Yeah, it's Heaton Park again. Yeah, so it's still
looked
going.
Absolutely, it looked fantastic, and people were saying it was one of the most friendliest concerts ever. You know, just everybody loved the weather and everything. It looked fantastic. I looked at tickets for London, tried to get them £600-700. I'm not paying that. Yeah. But we'll try. It was 40 years ago since Live Aid as well, which you weren't even born. Yeah. No. I was in London that day. I was at Piccadilly Circus with a mate that day, and we said, we're okay here. We'll leave that. And we could have got into Live Aid, and it's my biggest regret ever. For the sake of jumping on the tube for half an hour, I didn't go. Never mind.
Never mind. Well, Gerry, it's been a pleasure speaking. We will be back, won't we, doing some match reactions throughout the season, and we'll be back throughout the summer as well, with bits of news and whatever not. And we'll have a look and see what we can do.
We'll pop up with the big news, the big signings. We get the £100 million players in that we're expecting. And if you see us in Dublin, say hello, and it'd be nice to see everybody, or shout wanker or whatever. You know, I answer to anything, so it'd be good to see people. And I look forward to a new season, and in your new cubby hole. Yeah.
Yes.
I'll be back in the rain sometime. Yeah, I have another few weeks to go, so it's good. First few weeks you're here, you sort of. You're trying to do stuff and everything. By the last week, I think I'll be wearing a loincloth and just being Spanish. That's great. Yeah. There we go.
Well, enjoy Spain, Gerry, and we will speak very, very soon. Thanks everybody who's listened live on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up and a share, and we will see you on the next one.
See you, folks.
There we go.